Steam Deck is getting pretty hard to get right now. Valve has added a note to the Steam Deck page saying that the handheld will be intermittently available in some regions due to memory and storage shortages. I knew that memory shortages were already having a significant impact on pricing, and I knew that storage shortages were coming, but I didn't know how hard the storage shortages were going to hit and how suddenly they were going to hit.
Yeah.
We're working on a $1,000 build video, and Ploof did something that made me very upset that, you know, I worked with him and tried to resolve and couldn't resolve. He used a SATA SSD in a build. I think that's the first time we've recommended a SATA SSD for any reason that in 5 years, maybe? Because there's no reason why it should be cheaper even. Because the part that costs more is the NAND flash. But just, I guess, because the demand is a little lower and the stock is lagging the increases in price or whatever. Right now, SATA SSDs are anywhere from like $15 to like $35 cheaper than an M.2.
I absolutely see it making sense. Yeah.
And for gaming, it doesn't really matter. So our $1,000 build that's coming soon is going to use a SATA SSD. And to be clear, when I say that it made me upset, I don't mean like Ploof made me upset.
Yeah,
I mean, he did something.
The reality of the situation
made me upset because we shouldn't be in that position. And yet, here we are. Crazy. Yeah, for a boot drive. Yes, Scrappy DP, for a boot drive. And I looked at the config with him, and I was like, you nailed everything else, and we've got a budget. That's the reality. In a perfect world, would I love to spend another $35 and have an NVMe drive? Yeah, but and I've talked about this before. That's a slippery slope logic that takes your $1,000 computer and makes it $1,200. If you spend another $30 on every single component, you're not adhering to a budget.
And when does that stop?
And real people have budgets, and that's just the way it is. So we have to act like we have a fixed budget. So that's what we're going to do. It's still not quite $1,000. It's like $1,012 or something like that. But $1,012 is $1,000. $1,040?
Yeah, not really. Yeah, it doesn't feel.
That's $1,050. That's not.
Yeah.
That's not $1,000.
Yeah. I think if it was over 15, it starts to feel a little weird.
Oh, yeah.
I think 15 is probably the line.
I think you could get away with 15.
I think you get away with it, but it starts to feel weird.
18.
I think 12 is like an automatic, yeah.
When you hit 20, it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
It starts to get rough.
Because that's like a real bill. You know? Like a $20 bill is like, no, I'm not going to put that in my pocket. That one goes in my wallet. You know what I mean? Like $5 bill, like, yeah, that could be in my pocket. I might even put that in with the change drawer. You know, $10 bill, we're getting sketchy. $20, right in the wallet. No question. No question. Yeah, $20 is lunch. For sure. Is this financial advice? No, not financial advice.
5 goes in the car, 20 goes in the wallet.
I mean, yeah, sure, maybe in the 90s. 5 does nothing for the car now.
No, I think they mean like.
Oh, I thought like to fill your gas tank.
No. I read that comment for 1, but for 2, I think they mean like in the like.
Yeah,
you know.
I get it, in the change pouch.
Yeah.
No, I thought like I remember when money was tight, my dad putting $5 in the gas tank, and I was like, dude, that was in like 1993. Like, not so much anymore. Yeah, sure, on a motorcycle, Chewy, but that's not what we're talking about. Our discussion question for this is, do you think the Steam Machine and or the frame could be delayed beyond Valve's current target of the first half of the year?
I heard the Steam Machine was.
No. It was still, so it was supposed to be early in the first half of the year, but they never actually promised anything other than first half of the year. And yeah, I do think that's possible. If they can't even get enough stock to make Steam Deck right now, like, how are they supposed to launch a new product? Because you're kind of damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. If you delay it, people are going to be upset because you delayed it. But if you launch it and there's no stock and it's a whole scalping situation where, let's say the launch price is $9.99 and they're going for $2,500 on eBay because you know at the beginning they will. Because to someone for whom money is no object, there is nothing exactly like the Steam machine. Tell me something that completely fulfills the function of the Steam machine. Go, I'll wait.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. You could do it. You could make it yourself.
Sure, you're gonna go get an IR receiver, and you're gonna go get like some relay system that's gonna turn on your TV and your PC and everything all at the same time. You're gonna make your own Steam controller with the touchpads with
the controller. Yeah.
What was Buddy's name? We did that collab with recently.
Tough.
He made his own Steam controller alike with touchpads. He made his own touchpads.
Is the controller tied to the yeah, I guess the launch of that probably is.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna work out a way to remotely power on and power off all of the stuff from the controller? Like, there's a bunch of work that Valve did on the integration side of things that is completely separate from just how many FPS does it get. And sure, you could just roll an Xbox or a PlayStation instead, but then you don't have Steam. You don't have, no offense, Microsoft and Sony, but you don't have good pricing on games. So to me, no, there is absolutely nothing that is what the Steam machine is. It's completely unique in the market, and I think that regardless of the performance, there are people who are not going to be playing the most demanding games that just plain f***ing want one and just have more money than sense and are just like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Or I shouldn't even say more money than sense. They might just have more money than they care about. And they're just like, forget it. I don't care. I will just buy it. I mean, I've bought stuff that's a bad value before. The work that I'm doing on my motorbike is a terrible value.
Yeah.
I could have bought a brand new motorbike, and instead I'm going to be riding around on a 2003 with a paint job. That's insane. It is. Objectively, it's crazy.
Yeah, kind of.
But I love the look of it. I have a lot of memories on that bike. It's my first bike. It's still enough for me. It's 650cc. It's really comfortable. And I did the paint job myself, which I think is super cool. So I'll be like ripping around on my own paint job. Tommy B. It was Tommy B who did that Steam control. Super cool. So, sucks.